What's up, Wrestling News CC family? I'm about to break down the most shocking betrayal in WWE history, and trust me when I say this, what you're about to hear will blow your mind. Just when it seemed like the chaos of Money in the Bank was behind us, a storm has erupted that threatens to reshape everything we know about the Bloodline. Before we dive into this absolute bombshell, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because the WWE universe is about to be turned upside down, and you don't want to miss a single second of what's coming next. In an earth-shattering development, Fatu has officially aligned himself with Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso, sending a message that echoes louder than any steel chair shot or surprise return. The betrayal of Solo Sikoa wasn't just personal, it was part of a much bigger plan. And now, Roman Reigns, the once-exiled tribal chief, is back at the center of it all, pulling the strings alongside Fatu. This isn't just a faction change, folks. This is a complete revolution within the most powerful family in WWE history. What we witnessed wasn't just Fatu turning on Solo Sikoa. What we saw was the orchestrated destruction of a false kingdom and the return of the true rulers to their rightful throne. The implications of this move are staggering, and I guarantee you that every single person in the WWE locker room is now looking over their shoulder. Let's rewind for just a moment and understand how we got to this earth-shattering moment that has the entire wrestling world talking. The Bloodline was once the most feared and dominant faction in all of WWE. Led by Roman Reigns, they crushed every challenge, ruled over the roster, and carried championships like they were their birthright. For over 3 years, Roman Reigns sat at the head of the table, acknowledged as the tribal chief, with Paul Heyman as his wise man and the Usos as his enforcers. But at WrestleMania 41, that dominance was shattered in the most devastating way possible. Roman Reigns lost everything, his titles, his control, and his family's loyalty. The betrayal cut deeper than any physical attack ever could. Paul Heyman, the man who had been Roman's closest advisor, turned his back on him and sided with Seth Rollins. Roman disappeared from WWE screens, leaving behind a power vacuum that would change the landscape of WWE forever. The man who had been untouchable for years was suddenly gone, and everyone in WWE was left wondering what would happen next. And in the chaos of his absence, Solo Sikoa stepped into the power vacuum, claiming himself the new tribal chief and forming a new version of the Bloodline alongside Fatu and Matteo. For a while, it looked like Solo had things under control. He was building momentum, establishing a new order, and even handpicked Fatu as his enforcer, his right-hand man. Solo carried himself with the confidence of someone who believed he was the rightful heir to Roman's legacy. But here's the thing about inherited power versus earned power. It never sits quite right. Solo's leadership was built on the foundation of Roman's absence, not on his own merit. He was playing king in a castle that didn't truly belong to him. As with every power struggle in wrestling, cracks began to form. Solo's leadership was never truly accepted by those who remembered what real leadership looked like. Rumors swirled of arguments backstage, of whispered resentment from Fatu, and of a loyalty that never fully belonged to Solo in the first place. Fatu, a warrior with the heart of a champion and the mind of a strategist, was never going to be content playing second fiddle to someone he didn't respect. The Samoan werewolf had dominated promotions around the world before coming to WWE, and he knew what real leadership looked like. The tension was building for months, and those of us who were paying attention could see the warning signs. Solo's treatment of Fatu became increasingly disrespectful, treating him more like hired muscle than a partner in their mission. All of that came to a boiling point at Money in the Bank 2025. The men's ladder match was a warzone, featuring stars like Seth Rollins, LA Knight, and Andrade, but the true drama had nothing to do with the briefcase and everything to do with betrayal. The match was brutal, with bodies flying and ladders crashing throughout the arena. But as the chaos unfolded, Solo Sikoa emerged as the dominant force. He had eliminated multiple competitors, survived devastating attacks, and positioned himself perfectly for victory. Solo Sikoa had cleared the ring. He was just inches away from grabbing the contract. The crowd could feel it. Victory was within his grasp, and it seemed like Solo's version of the Bloodline was about to reach new heights of power and influence. But then, out of nowhere, Fatu struck. He yanked Solo from the ladder, stared him down, and uttered just 3 cold words, "I hate you." Those 3 words carried the weight of months of disrespect, weeks of being treated like a pawn, and years of watching inferior leaders try to fill shoes they could never truly wear. Fatu's betrayal wasn't just personal, it was a declaration that the false kingdom was over. What happened next shocked everyone in the arena and everyone watching at home. As Solo lay stunned on the mat, Roman Reigns' music hit. The original tribal chief was back, but he wasn't alone. Jimmy Uso was by his side, and together with Fatu, they stood over Solo's broken body like generals surveying a conquered battlefield. This wasn't a spontaneous betrayal. This was a carefully orchestrated plan months in the making. While Solo thought he was building his own empire, Roman Reigns was quietly building alliances, earning loyalty, and planning his return to power. The reunion between Roman and Jimmy Uso was emotional and powerful. These 2 men had been through wars together, had dominated the WWE landscape as a family unit, and now they were back together with a new ally who understood what it meant to be a true warrior. Fatu's decision to align with Roman wasn't just about respect, it was about recognizing real leadership when he saw it. Roman Reigns had earned his position as tribal chief through years of dominance, while Solo had simply tried to inherit it. The message was clear, the real bloodline was back, and they were stronger than ever. The immediate aftermath of this betrayal has sent shockwaves throughout WWE. Social media exploded with reactions from fans, wrestlers, and industry insiders. The #RealBloodline has been trending worldwide, and wrestling forums are buzzing with analysis and predictions. But beyond the immediate shock value, this development has massive implications for every aspect of WWE programming. Championship pictures have been thrown into chaos. Storylines that seemed set in stone have been completely rewritten. And every wrestler on the roster now has to consider how this new power structure affects their own career trajectory. Roman Reigns' return to power means that the entire hierarchy of WWE has been reshuffled. The man who once ruled with an iron fist is back, and he's brought with him one of the most dangerous wrestlers in the world in Fatu. Solo Sikoa and Matteo now find themselves completely isolated, facing enemies who know all their strategies and weaknesses. Solo's dream of leading the bloodline has turned into a nightmare where his former allies have become his greatest threats. Looking ahead, the possibilities for this storyline are absolutely endless. Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Fatu represent a combination of experience, loyalty, and raw power that could dominate WWE for years to come. Roman's leadership, combined with Jimmy's experience and Fatu's incredible in-ring ability, creates a faction that could challenge for every championship in WWE. The depth of talent in this group is staggering, and their combination of skills makes them virtually unstoppable. But this isn't just about dominance, it's about family, respect, and the true meaning of loyalty. Roman Reigns has always understood that real leadership isn't about demanding respect, it's about earning it. His ability to bring Fatu into the fold shows that he's learned from his past mistakes and is building something even stronger than before. For Solo Sikoa, the road ahead is going to be incredibly difficult. He's lost his most powerful ally, his claim to leadership has been exposed as fraudulent, and he's now facing a war against opponents who know him better than anyone else. The upcoming SummerSlam event is likely to be the stage where this conflict reaches its climax. We're looking at potential matches that could redefine the entire landscape of WWE, with family honor and championship gold all on the line. The wrestling industry's reaction to this storyline development has been overwhelmingly positive. Wrestling journalists have praised WWE's long-term storytelling and the emotional depth of the character development. This isn't just shock value for the sake of surprise, this is meaningful storytelling that pays off months of careful build-up. Former WWE superstars have taken to social media to express their appreciation for the complexity of the storyline. Many have noted that this kind of multi-layered family drama is what makes wrestling unique as a form of entertainment. Even competitors from other wrestling promotions have acknowledged the quality of this storyline. The attention to detail, the emotional investment, and the surprise factor have all been praised by industry insiders who understand how difficult it is to create compelling long-term storytelling in wrestling. The fan reaction has been equally impressive. Wrestling communities across all platforms are buzzing with analysis, predictions, and appreciation for the craft on display. This is the kind of storyline that brings lapsed fans back to wrestling and reminds current fans why they fell in love with the medium in the first place. As we wrap up this breakdown of one of the most shocking betrayals in WWE history, I have to say that this storyline represents everything that makes professional wrestling great. The combination of family drama, personal conflict, strategic planning, and explosive action creates a perfect storm of entertainment. Jacob Fatu's alignment with Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso isn't just a faction change. It's the foundation for what could be the most dominant and compelling storyline in WWE for years to come. The real Bloodline is back, and they're stronger, smarter, and more dangerous than ever before. What do you think about Jacob Fatu's decision to align with Roman Reigns? Do you think Solo Sikoa can recover from this betrayal? How do you see this storyline developing as we head toward SummerSlam? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your thoughts and predictions. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive into WWE's most shocking storyline, subscribe to Wrestling News CC for more exclusive wrestling content, and ring that notification bell because with storylines this explosive, you don't want to miss a single development. Until next time, this has been Wrestling News CC, and remember, in the world of professional wrestling, family loyalty runs deeper than any championship, and the real leaders always find their way back to the top. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. If you thought tonight's story was wild, trust me, what happens next will blow your mind. So don't stop now. Click on the video right here on your screen to continue the chaos, the drama, and the inside scoop only we deliver. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join the Wrestling News CC family, where the real stories of WWE come to life. See you in the next one.